Have you ever felt like the more you try to hold on to her, the further she drifts away? You wonder what changed, and the harder you chase, the more distant she becomes. It's confusing and painful, isn't it? Let me tell you something profound: chasing is never the answer. The truth is, attraction isn't about begging or convincing someone to stay. It's about power, confidence, and knowing when to step back. There's a reason why the wisest people always remain calm in emotional storms. They know that detachment, silence, and inner strength are the real keys to maintaining attraction. In today's video, we're going to talk about Stoic principles and how you can apply them in love and relationships to regain control, not just of the relationship but of yourself. You'll learn how to stop chasing, avoid emotional traps, and create space for curiosity and desire to flourish once again. This isn't about manipulation or mind games. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, the kind of person she can't help but be drawn to. By the end of this video, you'll understand why she pulls away, how silence and detachment can be your most powerful tools, how to create a dynamic that naturally rebuilds attraction without forcing anything. This is a path of self-mastery, growth, and emotional strength. If you're tired of the chase and ready to become the man who doesn't just keep her attention but inspires her respect and admiration, let's get started. Why she's pulling away. Analysis. Have you ever experienced that sudden shift? One day everything feels perfect: sweet texts, warm hugs, and deep conversations. The next day, it feels like she's emotionally checked out. What's going on? Did she lose interest? Did you do something wrong? Here's the truth: it's not always about lost interest. Most of the time, when a woman pulls away, it's not because she's stopped caring. It's because she's performing a silent emotional test. This isn't some evil mind game, it's instinctive. Women test to see how emotionally stable and confident you are. They want to know: can you handle emotional distance without losing yourself? Are you confident and grounded, even when she pulls away? It's not a breakup, it's a test. Think about it this way: imagine you're walking across a bridge, and halfway across, you pause to test how sturdy it is. This isn't because you want the bridge to collapse, you're simply checking its strength. That's what happens when she pulls back emotionally. When the initial excitement of the relationship settles, she subconsciously starts evaluating how you'll react when things aren't perfect. She wants to know if you'll panic, chase, or cling, or if you'll stay grounded and calm. Men who pass this test do one thing very well: they don't overreact. Let's break it down with some classic reactions that most guys fall into. The chaser: he floods her with messages: "What's wrong? Did I do something? Can we talk?" Every hour. Relentlessly. The emotional reactor: he becomes overly dramatic. He demands explanations or, worse, starts playing guilt-tripping games. The pleaser: he starts giving gifts, compliments, and attention in overdrive to win her back. Spoiler alert: none of these work. The more you chase, react, or overcompensate, the more she feels overwhelmed and pulls away even further. It's a vicious cycle, and here's why: the moment you act out of fear, you lose your power. What you should do instead: stay calm. Stay confident. Respect the space she's creating. This doesn't mean you ignore her forever or act indifferent. It means you stop chasing and start focusing on your own emotional balance. Women are naturally drawn to men who aren't emotionally dependent on them for validation. When she feels that you're grounded and self-sufficient, her interest naturally grows. Remember, attraction is not about forcing someone to stay, it's about becoming the person they don't want to leave. There comes a point in every relationship when things seem to shift. Suddenly, she's not as responsive, her texts are shorter, and she's not as excited to see you. Panic starts to set in. Most guys think, did I mess up? What did I do wrong? Here's the truth: this is what we call the silent test. When a woman pulls away, she's testing your emotional stability without even realizing it. It's not malicious, it's instinctive. She wants to see how you handle emotional distance. Will you break down, or will you stay calm and grounded? Let's be honest. Most men fail this test spectacularly. Here are the 3 classic mistakes. The beggar mode. You flood her with texts: "Hey, is everything okay? Are you mad at me? Can we talk?" It's relentless. You think more communication will fix the problem, but it only makes things worse. Every extra text makes you look desperate. The over-apologizer. You start apologizing for things you didn't even do. You assume that whatever is wrong must be your fault. "I'm sorry if I upset you. I don't even know what I did, but I'm sorry anyway." What you're really doing here is handing her all the emotional power. Confidence flies out the window. The fixer. This is the guy who tries to fix everything with grand gestures, flowers, gifts, dramatic apologies. It's like he's reenacting a romantic movie scene. Spoiler alert, this doesn't work in real life. Instead of impressing her, you overwhelm her and push her further away. Here's why none of these responses work: the more you chase, the more you lose. The more you apologize unnecessarily, the weaker you appear. The more you try to fix the situation, the more she feels smothered. In her mind, she's thinking, if he can't handle a little space, how will he handle bigger challenges in life? What she's really looking for is emotional strength, not constant reassurance. What you should do instead? The answer is simple but powerful: stay calm. Stay silent. Let her come to you. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, silence is your greatest ally. When you don't react immediately, something magical happens. She starts wondering. Why isn't he chasing me? Did I misjudge him? Is he actually more independent and confident than I thought? That little bit of mystery is incredibly powerful. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. Instead of you chasing her, she starts leaning back in. How to master the silent test. Take a step back, give her the space she's asking for. This isn't about ignoring her, it's about showing that you're confident enough to let things breathe. Focus on yourself, hit the gym, learn a new skill, or catch up with friends. When you prioritize your life, your energy naturally shifts. You become more attractive simply by focusing on your own growth. Respond, don't react. If she reaches out, keep your response cool and steady. Don't jump back into the old patterns. Keep the conversation light and confident. Absence. It sounds counterproductive, right? We've been conditioned to believe that the more present we are, the more we show how much we care, the better the relationship will be. But here's the twist: absence creates desire. Absence builds curiosity. When you reduce your availability, you create a vacuum that triggers her imagination. She starts wondering. Why isn't he as available as before? Did I take him for granted? What is he up to? This space, this absence, is powerful because it gives her the opportunity to miss you. Without space, there's no room for longing. Without longing, there's no emotional connection. Imagine a situation where you have unlimited access to your favorite food, every day, every meal. At first, it's exciting, right? But eventually, it loses its specialness. You stop craving it. The same thing happens in relationships. If you're always available, always responding instantly, always saying yes, she stops appreciating your presence. Absence restores your value. It reminds her of what she had and makes her curious about what she might lose. Don't disappear completely. This isn't about ghosting or playing games. It's about reducing your availability intentionally and with purpose. For example, don't respond to texts right away. Give it some time. Prioritize your own life and goals. Focus on your growth. Use this space to invest in yourself. Go to the gym, take up a new hobby, or work on a passion project. When you grow as a person, your energy shifts. You become more interesting, more confident, and ultimately more attractive. Stay cool when she reaches out. When she reaches out, and she will, keep it calm. Don't rush back into the old patterns. Keep the conversation light, fun, and a little mysterious. Real-life example. I knew a friend who was in a relationship where he was constantly available. He would rearrange his entire schedule just to meet her demands. Eventually, she grew distant. She started canceling plans and pulling away. When he finally backed off and focused on himself, something incredible happened. She came back with curiosity and a renewed sense of interest. Why? Because absence makes the heart grow fonder. She needed that space to remember what made him special in the first place. The psychological impact of absence. Absence creates a psychological pattern called positive scarcity. The less available something is, the more valuable it becomes. It's human nature. When you're no longer easily accessible, you suddenly seem more attractive, more desirable. So, what's the takeaway? Don't be afraid to create space. It's not selfish, it's essential. Give her room to miss you. Let her feel the absence. Let her wonder. Remember, you are the prize. If she's meant to be in your life, she will come back, curious and eager to reconnect. Handling her return, how to stay in control. So, she's back. The message pops up, or maybe she calls out of the blue. It's tempting, isn't it? You feel an immediate rush of validation, a sense of victory. But here's the key, this is not the time to drop your guard. When she reaches out again, your reaction sets the tone for what happens next. Jumping back into old patterns, being overly available or too eager, will lead back to square one. You'll lose the mystery, the spark, and the attraction you carefully built with your absence and growth. Step 1, stay calm and composed. The first rule when she returns, stay cool. Don't rush to reply with a long, emotional message or over-explain your silence. Keep it brief, confident, and friendly. Something like, "Hey. It's good to hear from you." Simple, right? No overcompensation, no grand explanations. Remember, your silence already did the work for you. Step 2, set healthy boundaries. If she wants to meet up, great. But set the terms. Don't jump at the first opportunity or rearrange your schedule. Let her see that your time is valuable and that you have a life filled with purpose and growth. Boundaries aren't about playing games, they're about showing that you respect yourself and expect the same from others. Step 3, avoid falling into old patterns. It's easy to slip back into those old habits, texting all the time, being available 24/7, or putting her needs above yours. But you've come too far for that. This is your chance to show that you've grown and learned. Maintain the changes you've made. Be confident, be grounded, and be intentional in your actions. Real-life example. I had a friend who went through this exact situation. His girlfriend pulled away, and he handled it like a pro. He gave her space, focused on himself, and when she came back, he didn't rush back to old behaviors. He stayed calm, focused on his own growth, and set clear boundaries. The result? Their relationship became stronger and healthier than ever. The key to handling her return. Stay composed. Confidence is everything. Don't sacrifice your growth. Continue focusing on your journey. Remember, you are the prize. If she's returning, it's because she recognized your value. Acceptance and moving forward, the ultimate step to freedom. Sometimes, she won't come back. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Her leaving is not a reflection of your worth. In life, not everything is meant to last forever. The real strength lies in accepting reality and letting go gracefully. Clinging to the past will only slow you down and keep you stuck in a loop of regret and self-blame. You're better than that. Step 1. Embrace growth. Use this situation as fuel for growth. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Personal growth is magnetic. When you stop obsessing over why someone left and start living fully, you'll attract people who truly value you. Step 2. Redefine your value. Sometimes rejection isn't a curse, it's a blessing in disguise. It gives you a chance to reset, realign, and rebuild stronger than ever. You learn what you deserve and what you will no longer tolerate. This newfound clarity is priceless. Real-life example. I once knew a guy who was devastated after his girlfriend left. He spent months chasing closure, trying to fix what was broken. But the moment he accepted the situation, everything changed. He focused on himself, launched a new business, and started living life with passion and purpose. And guess what? His ex came back, but by then, he had outgrown the old relationship. The takeaway. Acceptance isn't about giving up, it's about moving forward without bitterness. It's about choosing peace over chaos and self-respect over desperation. So, if she doesn't return, thank her for the lesson and move on. There's a whole world waiting for you, new adventures, new relationships, and a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Conclusion and call to action, rediscovering your true power. So, let's take a moment to wrap everything up. What have we learned? First, never chase. If she pulls away, don't panic. Remember that distance is often a test of your emotional stability, self-control, and sense of self-worth. Silence is your secret weapon, and absence can sometimes be more powerful than words. Second, when she comes back, because chances are, she will, you don't just fall back into old patterns. Hold your ground. Keep your boundaries intact and never compromise your growth just to keep someone around. Third, and perhaps most importantly, if she doesn't return, that's okay too. Life isn't about one relationship, it's about becoming the best version of yourself and attracting the right people at the right time. Personal growth over desperation. The strategy we've talked about today isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about focusing on personal growth, emotional strength, and self-respect. When you master these things, people will naturally be drawn to you, not because you're chasing them, but because you're living a life of purpose and passion. Real-life reflection. Think about a time when you felt desperate for someone's attention. How did that turn out? Now, contrast that with a moment when you focused on yourself, your goals, your well-being, and watched how effortlessly people gravitated toward you. Call to action. So here's my challenge for you, what's one thing you'll start doing today to prioritize your growth? Share your story in the comments below. Be honest, be raw, and inspire someone else who might be going through the same situation. And if you found value in this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on self-growth, relationships, and Stoic philosophy. Always remember, the most powerful version of you is the one that isn't afraid to let go, grow, and embrace the unknown.